Key, I've recently split up with a narcissistic individual. This one is a special request from my audience about a breakup with a narcissist. Now, empath crew, dating a narcissist is not great for your mental health. We all know this, but it gets tricky and there are many factors to consider. This is one of the reasons why generic advice has its place, but we really need bespoke support depending on the factors that are at interplay. So here's the question. Key. My question is, I've recently split up with my narcissistic partner of 8 years. I never knew he was one, and I didn't know what narcissism was until I was with him. Some of his behavior just didn't sit right with me, and I discovered he has a personality disorder. Well, personality disorders are synonymous with narcissism. It is a personality disorder. So it's good to know that you're finding this stuff out. In addition, by discovering that about him, I've also discovered that my mother and older sister are too narcissistic, and I'm wondering how to set boundaries when it comes to have a relationship with them. I love them very much, but my older sister seems to be the problem. She's always causing triangulation between me and my younger sister. She plays us off against each other and has been doing so for years. I am the middle child, so I guess I get caught in the middle. Just not sure how to set boundaries. Sorry for the long message, but thank you for this opportunity to share. Well, my dear friend, boundaries is very tricky with people who have personality disorders. Let's be frank about it. The challenge is, for example, and this is extreme, going no contact does not come easy. It's a process. But over time, you have to work out whether the relationship is serving you. One of the factors that is really important is to become clear about the vision you have in your mind's eye for how the relationship should be. Because often there's a disparity between reality and what the situation is. So we have a fantasy, and often it's the fantasy that we hold on to. Setting boundaries with narcissistic individuals is never easy, but there are strategies that you can employ to assist yourself, such as potentially not seeing them on your own, limiting your time with them, and then you have to pay attention to when they set boundaries. So firstly, what kind of boundaries do you need to set? In my course, Navigate Narcissism Now, we look at 7 boundaries that are important for us to set. That could be emotional, that could be around sexual boundaries. I'm assuming that doesn't impact on your sister. Personal boundaries. So get clear about what way do they play you off. See, the reality is you have to look at the role you play. So if you're the underdog or the scapegoat, the challenge you'll have is when you start to rescind, to pull back from those roles, they're going to have a problem with you because they're going to expect you to do what you've always done. And that will create friction in the relationship. You see, the challenge for many of us empaths, as we wake up and become aware and we start to make changes, there will be relationship casualties because you are not functioning as the naive empath they have always expected you to be. I hope this is helpful to you, but what is really important, and it may benefit you to schedule a call with me, is to understand the power dynamics that are at interplay here. Because when you stop behaving the way you always have, they will leverage power dynamics in order to get you back in your box. And that I need to understand the personal circumstance. But what you need to understand is many empaths are often surrounded by people with personality disorders, narcissism being one of them. When you stop giving, going above and beyond, pushing things under the rug, there will be challenges for you. And over time, as you put boundaries in place, or as you pull back, or maybe only see them on certain terms and conditions that you set down, that will create a change in the relationship. My question to you is, how far down the rabbit's hole do you want to go? Do you want a relationship with them that will often cost you your own integrity? It will compromise your integrity as you have to concede. They will not take warmly to any changes within you. They are benefiting from the status quo, from you being who you've always been. I hope that is helpful to you. And if you'd like to schedule a call, click the link below. I'm happy to talk through your situation. And as ever, our group Navigate Narcissism Now is also open to you, a place where like-minded people going through their personal journey of change. We are a community of empaths who are healing, who have the audacity to prioritize ourselves so we can bring our own dreams and ambition to fruition. My encouragement to you is discern the fantasy you have in your mind's eye of how it should be and what the reality is. And over time, as your boundaries set in and your self-worth is growing and you're no longer prepared to tolerate nonsense, the reality is that a chasm, a gap will arise in the relationship. And whilst that might be heartbreaking, you have to work out whether it's worth holding on to in its current state. Makes sense? Got any questions? Put them below or feel free to contact me. I'm always available to help. Take care. Peace.